Last topic, and we spent about 10 minutes on this. So this is just our fun little ending segment here that we always like to do. I'm not going to call it a cracker this time. I'll say you give me the eyes.
No.
Come on,
Call it a cracker.
We need the cracker.
It's a little cracker. All right,
It's the sandwich, man.
It's a sandwich.
Cracker
It
sandwich.
finishes a sandwich here.
Lunchable
Okay,
cracker, you know what I mean?
so we've seen. Speaking of the Batman, we're rebooting the series. Okay, we've seen lots of reboots come out recently with comic books, video games, everything. We've seen tons of series that they're like, okay, let's just start over. Ghostbusters comes out. Independence Day, they're making a sequel to it. Is that a reboot if they're going to do new Independence Day movies? Jurassic Park got rebooted. Technically not rebooted, but I mean, like that. There's two types of reboots. There's like, hey, we're starting fresh. We're wiping the slate clean. We're going over. And then like, oh, hey, we just have new people, new storyline, same universe.
Yeah. I
Kinda
mean,
deal.
you could even call like the Star Wars Episode 7.
I
I don't know if you call it a reboot, but it's kind of, I
No.
mean, it's been 20 years since
Right.
the original trilogy.
in a way. And so you go, okay, so let's talk about what series do you think right now needs a reboot? What could be rebooted well? And what reboots have you seen recently? And these are just a couple of conversation topics that you're like, man, that was terrible. And we can throw multiples out. Okay, I'll go first. One that comes to my mind. While I'd hate to lose the man Harrison Ford, I think Indiana Jones needs to be rebooted because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was terrible, and I didn't even really watch the entire thing. I've seen pieces. And then they've come out and said, guess what? They're making another Indiana Jones movie, and it's going to be a continuation of the worst Indiana Jones movie they've ever made. Yeah.
I was watching Temple of Doom on TV the other day. Wouldn't it be funny if like his sidekick for this next one, because it is Harrison Ford as far as I understand it.
Right.
If his sidekick was an Asian guy and they had a short round come back from way back in the day, that would be his sidekick as opposed to Shia LaBeouf. Dude,
Oh, man.
love me some short round.
No, dude, short round's awesome, man. Love him. Short round. It's
a different time. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Probably wouldn't call him that. But
I'm glad Trevor's on this
Yeah,
podcast this week.
now we can just we can go.
Am I gonna have to
Indiana
edit this?
Jones Chan.
Indiana
Trevor-
Jones Chan.
Trevor-
Yeah, for
Trevor
Trevor.
going there.
Yeah, no, Trevor.
Sorry about that,
good.
everybody.
It's Trevor's fault. It's not ours.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
making fun of Trevor.
What other reboots would you like to see?
For me, I mean, the X-Men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a new movie of X-Men. First of all, they not messed up, but like kind of killed off my favorite in Cyclops. He was my favorite.
Yeah.
But
Spoiler alert.
just in general, if you haven't seen the movie, it's been like
20 years.
2002.
so long. But I don't
Also,
know.
Bruce Willis is dead at the end of Sixth Sense. Spoiler alert.
great.
I just think that storyline, the movie storyline, has just gotten so complicated.
Those
Right.
movies
And,
are so hard. There's so many people.
So
Yeah.
you
Those
so
are
you,
some of my
so you
least
don't
favorite.
so you don't think that the new reboot of like the First Class and all that is like a fresh reboot or no? I know they mixed them in Days of Future
Days of
Past,
Future
right?
Right.
It would have been cool to see like, hey, this is what we're starting from now to kind of be in a different universe. I want to see like a different universe of this. But yeah,
Okay.
I also said you might hate me for this. But I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence. Like, nah, I'm not gonna say it. You're gonna
no,
hate
it's
me.
too late
Too
now.
late
Just
now,
say
Rich.
it.
Just say it.
Just say it.
I was
dude.
gonna say like how they would redo a Back to the Future movie, but I know the other ones are classic.
No, I mean,
but they're so classic. It's just hard.
I
to
would
do.
not love to see. Here's what I do. I think we all in our head, whether you like to admit it or not, or maybe I'm just alone in here. I think we all in our head sometimes write little scripts for movies we'd like to see.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see a movie, a Back to the Future movie, where they get really good actors. Right now, think of one of the best like young teen to 20 actors you can think of right now that's out there. Like somebody that when you think of like, oh man, they could really carry a huge role. I can't think of anybody either, but Justin Bieber. I'm just kidding.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. He'll play another role.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he's in everything.
He's in every single
right.
movie.
They love Chris Pratt though, man.
Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is what.
Kevin Hart could be good.
Dude, Back to the Future reboot with Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
would be really
Did I get in that car? Anyway, so-
And Ice Cube, man.
Oh yeah, Ride
play-
Along
he'll play Doc
3
Brown, yeah.
DeLorean edition. No, but I would love to see a. I'd love to see a movie where like Marty McFly has a son, and the son wants to go. I think you could go back. You could now go back to 1985.
Yeah.
I think a Back to the Future movie where Michael J. Fox's son, and Michael J. Fox went to be in. He's got Parkinson's. I get it. He could be in like. I mean, he's got to be in to make a cameo, but he can't be in it like a long time. But I think I would love to see him. I would love to see him be in it a long time.
This might be
Shut up.
This might be a dishonor to him.
Shut up, dude. People are laughing at me in the room. Okay, I love Michael J. Fox. Okay, I would love for him to be in the movie. Right, it'd be awesome. But I would love to see his son walk into the garage and find that somebody has rebuilt the DeLorean and go back to 1985 somehow. I think that'd be really cool.
I don't know if there's any realistic way for them to really do that.
No, there's not.
The characters were so iconic in that.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily the franchise. It was
right.
Doc.
It was. It really
Marty
was. Yeah.
And everything. But yeah, I mean, you could see that as being fun, definitely in your head. But
no, I understand.
Realistically, I think people would just...
It's just fan fiction for me at this point.
CGI Marty McFly's face. I've been doing that.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
Everything. No, do it all.
All
Dude,
CGI. Animated.
Anybody see Terminator Genesis? Did anybody see that? Because I really wanted to see that because I really wanted that to be good.
I watched the Terminator with Christian Bale, which wasn't that like 2 or 3 Terminators ago? They keep making new ones.
That was the one before this.
That was the one before.
That trailer was awesome.
That was the one before Genesis. I was so excited for it, and that movie's not bad. I don't look at it and be like, "That's a horrible movie." I'm like, it's okay. But
Revolution, something like that.
I don't know. I forgot. I used to have it on Blu-ray.
Apocalypse Now is what it was called.
Apocalypse Now.
That's right.
What else? Anybody else got anything before we wrap up here? Like things you like to see rebooted, things you like to see like change, even video games. Man, is there a video game franchise that you'd like to see rebooted?
I was thinking of video games. And we talked about Nintendo a lot recently about them kind of being a little stale. I would say any of the major Nintendo franchises could use a good reboot. I was thinking of The Legend of Zelda, where they've kind of kept the same franchise for 20 years.
This is true.
I mean, make a darker, more realistic Zelda with an actual story, maybe some voice actors. It'd be a risk because people have such nostalgia for those games.
But I think people are ready for it. I think the last big huge. When I think of, I know people who like Wind Waker. I played Twilight Princess. I liked it. But see, to me, Twilight Princess is the game where you're like, okay, we need a reboot. Because like
you look at it, is it better than all the other games you've played?
Yeah, we try not to swear on this podcast. I'm not going to today, but if I could, I would swear right here. You're playing as a freaking wolf for most of that game. I'm like, come on. You know, I want to play, like, I want to be Link. Like, I want to be Link. Dude, because the last great, in my opinion, game was Ocarina of Time. I think that game, Majora's Mask, great. People love it, but it was just very different. The last classic Zelda title was Ocarina of Time. I would love to see an awesome reboot that's like, hey, here's a big open world. Go do your thing. Go do your missions or whatever you got to do or save the princess and be good. And it's not any of this weird mumbo-jumbo of like, hey, now you're a wolf. Yeah. You got to put on this mask. I'm like, let's just give me a sword and a shield and 3 hearts and let me go.
Well, I think Ocarina of Time pushed the envelope at that time. That was the first, I think, 3D adventure game, at least for the Nintendo 64, it seemed like.
It's still good. It holds up.
I love that game.
I played it.
It does not hold up.
I think so.
I don't think it holds up
to
at
me,
all,
the adventure part,
but
it was really good.
Have you seen people doing these Unreal Engine remakes?
Yeah.
God, dude. And they're making their own music, like for the villages and stuff. I'm like, man, give me that soundtrack.
The next Zelda game is supposed to be an open world. That's what they've announced. They're pushing it to the next console. We'll see what comes out.
But
I mean, maybe it's good.
It doesn't necessarily look more realistic. It looks a little bit more cartoony.
I'd agree, yeah.
Yeah, but
it's Nintendo. They're not going to do
Nintendo
it.
franchise. Make a Mario game that's something different. Make a gritty Metroid game as a bounty.
Metroid.
A rated M Super Mario game.
Every other console has their kids and adult games. Why can't Nintendo? Yeah. Nintendo is stuck on doing kids games.
If you guys really want some dark Mario Nintendo stuff, go. There's a web series called There Will Be Brawl, which is a totally like indie web series. It's like a noir style detective saga, but it's all set in the Nintendo universe.
Oh, dude, I've seen that.
It's really it's
really good.
It's got Matt Mercer and a bunch of like other brilliant people in it. It's really funny.
Oh, wow.
Who's Matt
It's
Mercer?
not meant to be funny.
What is he from? What have you seen him in?
Matthew Mercer, actually, believe it or not, is a great voice actor, very prolific, but he is also the dungeon master in Geek and Sundry's Critical Role.
No. You watch that show?
What? I do
all
watch that
200
show.
hours that you've watched already.
It's probably that
It's
much.
at least that much,
oh,
man.
God, dude.
Okay, Critical Role is the best thing on the internet. For anybody watching, it's
I am glad
famous
you
voice
enjoy it,
actors
man.
playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I'd rather watch a sushi roll than.
You know what, Rich?
Richard, you're not going to be allowed to come back and keep saying stuff like that.
I don't even like sushi, so.
I'd rather watch a sushi roll.
It's brilliant, though. I binged like 100 hours in like 2 or 3 weeks. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Matt's like, I didn't see my wife or my kid.
I watched it while I was at work, Will. I listened to it while I'm working.
If anybody from Duke Energy, right, listens to this podcast, that's not true.
I listen to it while I'm working.
I listen to it.
Increases my productivity by 13%.
See, there you go. I love it. Well, guys, it's been another great, fun podcast. Our hour is now up. Believe it or not, I feel like today went by super fast. I had a great time today. This was a lot of fun. I got episode 4 is one of those things we're coming in. I think we all. I mean, if we're just being honest with everybody, I think we were like, okay, man, let's do this again. But this was great. I love the chit chat. Love hanging out with you guys.
Nah, it sucked. It was bad.
Life is pain, man.
Yeah,
life is pain.
Life is pain.
All right, signing off for Mike. He's not gonna say anything.
Hey, no. I want to say something. Let me tell you.
I was trying to come up with a cool. I was trying to come up with a
You
cool
already have a
sign off.
line.
I was trying to come up with a cool sign off.
This
and
your
I was
boy
like,
CK Sonny
Hey,
signing
you
off.
can't take mine. No, I'm the only one that had.
Is
to
it
say
raining
that.
outside? Because
Signature.
it's time for CK Sonny.
It's-
That,
That's
okay,
right.
all jokes aside, as we wrap this up, I love that we play Rocket League, and that's Richard's like, uh-oh, and I can just see him like doing the little shimmy shake in his room, like, uh-oh, is it cloudy outside? It looks like you need some sunny. And then when he makes a goal, that's one of my favorite things
Dude,
Richard
you
does.
gotta have a catchphrase. man.
You gotta take.
I'm
a
the
couple
only
of
one
false
here that has
starts on one.
catchphrases. I'm be honest.
Yeah, but they're so.
No, Mike has one, man.
just-
Life
yeah.
is
Mike-
pain.
Life is pain.
And then-
yeah, but those
And I
are
don't
so
stutter
somber,
every
man.
time I say
Hey,
it. I'm
hey,
not like,
no, it's dumb.
Well, Mike, you're
It's not,
Mike.
it's not dumb. It's provocative.
Dude, man,
Life
that-
is pain. Think about it, man.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I'm saying
well,
your other
Mike-
catchphrases. No,
Mike,
it's
the
dumb.
way
Yeah.
that you talk about that, man, you seem so down. Like you have a rainy day. Seems like you need some sunny on there,
dear
dude.
God. All right. You know what? We'll talk catchphrases next time. Guys, thanks for tuning in to the 4 Plot Podcast. Be back here next week for another podcast if I post them in time. So here we go. Because I didn't post last week's in time.
No.
Good night, everybody.